Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we will discuss some of the review questions of chapter number 10. In question 10.1, he says that what is simple harmonic motion? What are the necessary conditions for a body to execute simple harmonic motion? So the to and fro motion of a body about its, we know that to and fro motion of a body about its mean position, in which acceleration is proportional to displacement of a body from mean position and is always directed towards mean position, is known as the simple harmonic motion. And here are the conditions of simple harmonic motion. First of all, the system always vibrate about the mean position. Second one is the acceleration is always directed towards the mean position. And the third one, the magnitude of acceleration is directly proportional to displacement from the mean position. These are three necessary conditions for simple harmonic motion. Okay, in second question he says that what are damped oscillation, how damping progressively reduces the amplitude of oscillation. So we know that what is damped oscillations, any oscillation in which amplitude of oscillation decreases with the time is called the damped oscillation. And we know that there is a force that is known as force of friction. That force of friction basically reduces the mechanical energy of the system. That's why damping progressively reduces the amplitude of the vibration. In question 10.3 he says that think of several examples in everyday life of motion that are simple harmonic motion. So we discussed three examples of simple harmonic motion. The first one is motion of mass attached to spring. The second one, the motion of bob of simple pendulum. Third one, the motion of ball in a bowl. And the fourth example, the motion of the prong of tuning fork. In question 10.6 he says that draw a transverse wave with an amplitude of 2 cm and a wavelength of 4 cm. Label a crest and trough on the wave. So here is a transverse wave, and this is the maximum displacement from mean position. So this is the amplitude of the wave, and we know that the wavelength, the distance between two crests or troughs, is known as the wavelength. So these are the crusts and these are the troughs. So the distance between two consecutive crusts is wavelength. So this is the wavelength lambda of the wave, which is equals to 4 centimeter. Okay, in question 10.10 he says that does increasing the frequency of the wave also increases its wavelength? If not, how are these quantities are related? So we know that from wave equation that V is equals to F lambda, and from here we know that frequency is equals to V upon lambda, speed upon wavelength. So it is clear from this equation that frequency and wavelength are inversely proportional. So by keeping speed constant, if we increase the frequency, it will decrease the wavelength.